Hey youth group, Troy here with another Wednesday night devotion. Tonight I want to bring a passage of scripture to your attention. This is from Luke chapter 6, beginning with verse 43. It's titled, A Tree and Its Fruit. No good tree bears bad fruit, nor does a bad tree bear good fruit. Each tree is recognized by its own fruit. People do not pick figs from thorn bushes or grapes from briars. A good man brings good things out of the good stored up in his heart, and an evil man brings evil things out of the evil stored up in his heart. For the mouth speaks what the heart is full of. There's an old saying that goes, garbage in, garbage out. Now, you may have heard this reference, maybe not, maybe I'm dating myself. But the expression, I've often heard it used as, what someone eats, like their diet. If you eat a bunch of garbage, then your body will become garbage. But there's another way it was used when I was growing up. If all we hear and see is garbage, then eventually out of our mouths and our actions will become garbage as well. That is basically the message of this passage. That whatever we fill our hearts with, if we fill our hearts with kindness and compassion, then out of our mouths and our actions we will have kindness and compassion. If we fill our hearts with the adverse, like greed or pride, selfishness, envy, then out of our mouths and from our actions, those traits will appear as well. Garbage in, garbage out. There's two groups of people that we as human beings are most likely to emulate. The first group is the hero group. We tend to want to emulate those whom we admire, the people who make us laugh or the people who inspire us. These are the people that we tend to want to try to be like. As Christians, our hero is Jesus. He is the standard from which we are all trying to become like. His behavior is the behavior that we want to emulate. Very often we forget that. We get confused. We get busy with life and with entertainment, and we start to admire and idolize other people that really aren't like Jesus at all. And we don't do it intentionally, it just kind of happens. But sometimes we have to be reminded and step back. Wait a second. This isn't who I should be trying to be like. The second group of people that we are most likely to emulate are the people whom we spend the most time with. Now for youth, usually the people that you spend the most time with are the people at school. I know we're in the midst of quarantine and things school-wise have been really weird, but on a normal, during a normal time, the people that you go to school with, your classmates, your friend group that you choose, those become the people who are talking to you about their lives and their problems and their joys, their heroes, the things that they admire. And often the things that they admire and they esteem are things that you begin to admire and esteem as well. And sometimes, not always, but sometimes those things that they admire aren't really things that coincide with the life of Jesus. And don't feel guilty if you're trying to fit in. That's human nature. We all want to fit in. We all want to be liked. That's okay. Don't feel guilty about that. But when it comes to the point where you are willing to compromise your values or your likeness of Christ, then it's time to step back and say, wait a second. Some of these friends have too much influence on me, and maybe I need to step back from that friendship. Or just take a time out from it. Not that you have to, get rid of all your friends, but you have to be reminded of who am I and who am I really trying to be like. If I'm a Christian and I've made that decision that I want to be like Christ, then that's who I need to be reminded to emulate. I'm trying to make these devotions shorter so that we can get more people watching. So that's nice, quick and short, so I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you're watching Sarah's devotions on Instagram. She's always doing a great job. I always love to hear what she has to say. So make sure you check that out. And also, we're having a really great time doing the Zoom games on Wednesdays at 4:30. So if you haven't participated in those yet, go check those out. It's nice just to get together and see faces, even if it is on a screen. I love you, youth group. Till next time.